Well, good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. We are going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together putting on our makeup and learning a memory verse or a Bible verse. And then you'll have all week long to get that thing just nailed down and hidden in your heart. Speaking of that, our foundation verse for this podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. So where are all of these verses coming from season 1? They are coming from the Word in Color coloring book. So I'll show you the page for this week. This is what we're looking at. And it's just a beautiful diverse selection of Bible verses, Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms, Proverbs, all kind of mixed in there together. So when we get to the end of season 1, you are going to have this beautiful pictorial display of all these verses that you have learned and that you have colored throughout season 1. So whether you're joining now or you're catching on later on, doesn't matter. Start where you are. You can go back and catch up if you want. All the verses are going to be on the YouTube channel or your favorite podcast platform. And I think we are about, we're like, I'm going to call it 7/8 through season 1. Okay, let me get that off your screen now for you. And we're going to take a look at our verse from last week. Last week was a little lengthy. So last week was from Jeremiah 33 verse 3. Call to me and I will answer you. I will tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. All right. So that one, I almost had to make kind of like a rhyme out of it. I am not going to share with you that rhyme because I am not going to be doing any kind of rapping anytime soon. But that one has a nice rhythm to it. If you look for it, you'll find it. And our verse for this week is going to be, I thought it particularly appropriate because we're stepping kind of into that holiday season. But it comes from Matthew 12:21. Easy reference to 12:21. They're backwards of each other. Okay, so his name will be the hope of all the world. Matthew 12:21. So your hardest thing is going to be to get the 1s and the 2s in the right order. All right, so we're going to get that scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. And we are going to be taking a look at our theme for today. Our theme for today is going to be a galactic blue. Not Barbie blue, but a galactic blue. So, I mean, I know Barbie's known for her pink, but take a look at her eyeshadow. Her eyeshadow is not pink. Her eyeshadow is blue. So, galactic blue today. You can achieve this look with any color palette, though. You're going to need a light. I'm going to go with 2 darks and a topper. And just to throw in some fun, we're going to be using the Afro Galactic eyeliner. Metaverse is that one's color. So super fun. I think you're gonna enjoy this one. Well, maybe more on the crazier side, but you know, that's what you get. So we are going to start with our Urban Decay All-Nighter Primer. And 1 pump of this is literally gonna do your whole face. So 1 pump between the tips of the fingers. This is going to help even out any imperfections in the texture of your skin. It will get a little bit tacky, so it's going to help your foundation to last better. And I have combo skin, and it seems to, I don't think it really has any oil control properties in it, but it does keep that foundation from separating or pilling or anything like that. But it has enough body to it that I think if you have another skin type, it'll work perfectly fine with you as well. It's kind of I would consider it a medium weight. I kind of like that. When you put it on, you can actually feel it a little bit and it's going to hang in there, but it's not like goopy. There's some other ones who shall remain nameless that are kind of... All right, so we're going to be using and that's the technical term. We're going to be using the Bye Bye Under Eye from It Cosmetics. I am the shade 11 Light Nude. So we're just going to use a small ribbon of this. I can get it to come out. It's a little chilly in here. There we go. That will do everything that you need. If you have less to cover up, then use less. Warning, a little bit of this is going to go a long way. So we're just going to tap that where we need that to be. And this performs at its optimum when it has warmed up to your body temperature. So we're going to kind of tap it where we want it to go, and then we're going to leave it for a second. There you go. At this point, you're going to need a damp beauty blender with you. Or if you're using another brand and it doesn't need to be damp, you do you. But my favorite is the actual Beauty Blender brand. The pores on this are just lovely and smooth. This thing just about doubles in size when you get it damp, and it's meant to be used damp. So I didn't know that for the longest time. And I was at a general manager conference, and I saw a display of that, and I was like, oh, wow, that makes such a huge difference. All right, so now that our concealer has warmed up just a little bit, we're going to be using the pointy end, and that's going to help to get in and around everything. Oh, guess what? I forgot, guys. I forgot to turn on the chat over here, so let me get that going. Good morning. Yes, it is good to see you as well. That's right. Ask any questions that you want in there, and I will do my best to get them answered on here. All right. So, looking for any hyperpigmentation, scarring, anything that you are trying to conceal. Once you've got that blended out, your concealer, your concealer should be like 1 to 2 shades lighter than what your foundation is. So you're kind of elevating that area just a little bit before you get your foundation on. Then we've got the Lancôme. And yes, that's a great question. You can put your concealer on the top of foundation, just kind of a personal preference over which you like the best. If you're trying to use a concealer as a highlighter, then of course that would go on the top of the foundation. Okay, this is the Lancôme Tint Idole Ultra Wear. This is the shade 225. This is the newer formulation. This will actually be my first time to use it, so I hope that it is exactly the same as the other one. All right, so we're just going to use some partial pumps. Well, we're going to have to get it primed first. Okay, there we go. We're just going to use some partial pumps as we work our way around our face. I like to start in the middle. Doesn't matter where you start there. No magic in that. The only thing that matters is that you actually cover all of your face. Okay, so far I think it's about the same. It has a little more SPF in it than the original formula did. There we go. And I think I was the 215 buff last time in the previous version. So this time it was the 225. So the shade names are not, it's not a lateral move. It's going to have a different number. I don't know why they do that to us. In a perfect world, beauty manufacturers never discontinued anything, and they never changed the numbering system. Some cosmetic lines are definitely worse than others. Makes it difficult for the people shopping for it. Makes it difficult for the people matching it. And what's worse is when they change the numbers and they discontinued colors. All right. Just gonna lift that hair up. Yes, you can do clips, you can do bands, whatever makes you happy, whatever works best. If you've got longer hair, then I would say maybe a band or a clip would be a good thing. When you got short hair like me, though, you just kind of push it out the way for a second. Usually a band, though, to me, kind of smushes your hair. I mean, I do need to curl my hair afterwards anyways, but I don't want to smush it. Okay. Once you feel like you have got everything covered up good, I am going to be using this is the Max Studio Fix Pro Set and Blur, and this is just the translucent. So I've been using this one for, I don't know, about a week now, and a couple things I really like about it. First thing, when you open it up, you've got the puff there in the top, and then this just opens up, and you've got this nice reservoir. So this one, you don't need to like flip upside down and tap and all that business. You just take the puff and press it into that, and voila, it's right there. No muss, no fuss. I like to start around the eye. Okay, I'm gonna set that down on the table though. And again, we're just gonna press that in and work around our face with that. And so far, this has been it's very lightweight. Doesn't offer any color, hence the name translucent. But it just sets it really nice. Not cakey looking. Doesn't really do much for like oil control, but it doesn't hurt it either. All right. I'm going to close that black part, put that puff back in there, close that back up, and now let's get on to the contouring. All right, as I mentioned, a little chilly here today. So for today, I'm going to be using our dual-ended brush. This is from It Cosmetics. This end right here is going to be the bronzer. This one will be the highlighter. I'm using the NARS. This is the original Laguna 2. Just kind of a nice, cool brown color. I'm going to start out with the side, and then we'll move to the edge. So starting out with this way, pull that hair back just a little bit. We're going to work just on the top of that jawbone, and then up the side of the temple. Kind of in a U shape there. Same thing on the other side. Same flat edge, working into the hairline there and come down just a smidge. Now we're going to move to the side. Keeping a straight face, work under that jawline. And still using that side, we're going to sculpt our nose. Just use the tip to well define that. All right. Now we're going to move to the MAC. This is the Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And this one has just a little bit of sparkle to it. So just enough to be noticeable, but not enough to be a disco ball. We're going to go beside the brow there, and then on the top of the cheek. We're hitting the high parts here. And then we're going to hit down the center of the face, paying special attention to the Cupid's bow. All right. Then we're going to complete our contouring using a brush blush. I believe this one is a MAC. Yeah, like maybe 113, 118, something like that. We're going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Blushed Volume 4. Love these colors. We're going to be living in this one today here. These are very pigmented, so you really only need a little bit. I'm talking tap, tap, and that's enough. Okay, so tap, tap. Going to pull that hair back. We're going to go between the highlighter and the bronzer. And then up the temple, kind of between the two of those up here. Same, tap, tap. And you probably already have enough on that brush to get up across the hairline, tip of the nose, chin. There we go. All right, so lips. I know I am such a proponent for, well, actually, before we get to that, let's say our verse together. So you've got that scrolling across the bottom of your screen. We'll wait till it kind of comes around. Okay, there we go. You ready? His name will be the hope of all the world. Matthew 12:21. All right, so today for our lips, we are going to be using the NYX Shine Loud Vegan. Hold on, this is so many words. Let me scroll down and get a look at that. Okay, this is it's hard to read on the blue one because it's black words on blue, but it's Shine Loud Vegan High Shine Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade of Disruptor. Okay, maybe name it a shorter name. All right, so this has two ends. This end right here is the liquid lipstick that's going to dry down, kind of give us a little bit of a matte. And this right here is going to be the gloss that goes on the top, and we'll use that after it has dried down to give us some nice shine. So we got this little kind of paddle thing going on here. This one has so much color, doesn't really need a liner. So we're just going to jump right in there. You ready? All right, let's get the bottom there. Kind of using the edge of that to line out the edge of the lip. Okay, and let me fix this top part here. Such a gorgeous blue. And like most liquid lipsticks, we're going to keep our lips kind of separated for a minute, and then we'll come back with that gloss once it dries down all the way. So for today, we are going to be playing with the Juvia's Place Afro Galactic palette. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this palette. It is so fun. There are so many great pigments and so many glitters and frost to play with. It's just mind-boggling. So we are going to start with our all-over shadow brush. Let's see. Let me tell you where we're going to be living today. So today we're going to be in, there we go. We're going to be in Horizon on the top of our brow bone. And then we're going to do, what is that one? Iris, kind of all over. And then we're going to come back with the Wakanda. And then I believe it is spirals. Oh, I hope I didn't just get this mixed up. Maybe it's Wakanda in orbit. Anyways, we'll figure it out as we're going along. Okay, so we're going to start out with that Horizon. And we're going to use that up here on the top of our brow. Just right there. It's just kind of a nice, like, non-color color. So we're just going to let that be up here. And that will give us something to blend into here in just a minute. There you go. You can see you get a little bit of sparkle, but not too much there. Okay, and let me... Okay, so now we are going to use an all-over shadow brush, like this one here. And we're going to go into the shade of Iris. That's going to be our foundation for the 3/4 of the bottom of our lid. And then we'll come in with some other colors and give it a little bit of punch. So we're just going to load the brush there. And we're going to cover and give a nice foundation for the bottom. And these are nice and pigmented. Now, if you have hooded eyes like I do, you want to make sure that you're coming up above that fold there. So we need to bring it up just a little bit. Almost all the way. There you go. And now let's do that same thing on the other side. And this is more of a patting, blurring than a swiping kind of motion. We're just kind of setting the powder in place there. Making sure we're getting it all the way down to that lash line. All right. Take a look back. Make sure you've got both sides even. I mean, we'll be looking at this a couple of times, so you don't need to have it too perfect at this point yet. Get your duster brush, and we're just going to make sure that we didn't end up with any fallout on that. I didn't see any, but you never know for sure. All right, so we are going to take a buffing brush, and we're going to kind of work those two colors together. So I'm going to put just a little bit of horizon on my brush, and then we're just going to work that right here and let that blend together. All right. So the first one that we are going to take is, we're going to be using our finger for this part of it. We're going to take the Wakanda, and we're going to work that on the inside corner. So Wakanda is just going to go on the tip of your finger, and you're just going to lay that down there. You can see that iridescent that it gives you. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And we're going to go almost all the way across the lid. Maybe just a little bit further. Ah! Okay, make sure you look in what you're doing. You don't end up with the wrong shadow on your finger. All right, now that we've got that there, let me get my finger dusted off. And now we're going to be using the orbit. So we're going to do the same thing with the orbit. And actually, I see I got a little bit. There we go. Oh, are you got to be kidding me? Well, I guess we'll see how we're fixing that today. Alrighty, so orbit. That's a really pretty bluish kind of purple color. We're going to use that on the outside edge here and have that to meet where we just had the Wakanda. Just right there on the outside edge. Let those two colors bump into each other right there. So pretty. All right, now we're going to get a little of that blue off. I'm going to dust for any fallout. There we go. All right. We are going to, let's go ahead and line the top a little bit so that we can get ready for this ridiculous liner. Okay, so I am going to be using the NYX. This is the retractable eyeliner, and this is in just the color black. And we're going to be going from the outside corner about to the middle. And then from the outside corner on the bottom, again to about the middle. All right. We are going to take our liner brush and we are going to start out by putting that in the Wakanda. And we're going to get it just on the inside here. Then take that same brush and get it in the orbit. I'm going to do the outside with that. And let's let it meet over here. Okay, let me see what we got going on here. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of the, I think it's Spirit. It's the lighter color. We're just going to bring this up just a little. There we go. And then looks like I got a little patch right here that needs some on it. And that's the Wakanda. We're going to go ahead and line with the Better Than Sex. This is the waterproof liquid eyeliner. I'm going to go all the way across on the top lid there. So this is going to do a couple things for us. Number one, it's going to give a place for the lash glue to stick to a little bit better. It's also going to hide any voids that might be between your natural lash line and the lashes once you put them on. So it's just kind of insurance for a seamless lash application. All right. And I think we actually are going to do a little dark here. So because we did that, we're going to come back with that Wakanda and fill in that void right there because it got a little bit of gap. Ta-da! Now, we are going to be using this bad boy right here. This is the Galactic glitter liner, and this is in the shade Metaverse. These are so amazing. So this is a liquid liner, but I've used this as a topper as well to eliminate the inside corner, which is what we're going to be doing today. Just so many fun ways to use that. Oh my gosh, see how beautiful that is? So we're just going to get it right here on that inside corner. And just let that blend out. Right on the top of where you put that liquid liner. Isn't that so fun? So if you don't want to do this in blue, you could actually do this a little more subtly with a nice glitter champagne color or maybe a white. And it would give you that same kind of illuminated effect without the maybe so ridiculous nature of this blue. But I would encourage you to try the blue. All right, that's just so beautiful. You're going to let that dry down for just a second. While that's drying down, we will do our brows. So whatever your brow product is that you use, this is what you'll do here. For me, let me let that dry a little bit. For me, because I have fashion colored hair, I am going to be using a NYX. This is the Jumbo Eye Pencil Crown. And for me, this is in the color Cupcake. Looks like it needs just a little bit of a sharper tip on there. So if you're using a pomade or a pencil or whatever you've got for your brow, you'll do that now. So for me, with that fashion color, I have used lipsticks, I have used eyeliners, I have used lip liners. My opinion is if it's meant for the face, you can use it anywhere on your face. So we're just going to get our brows done here while we're letting that liner dry a little bit more. There we go. And it looks like something that doesn't belong there has gotten in there, but that's okay. We'll do that. Nice. Okay. Didn't happen. Take a step back. Check your brows. If you're using some kind of brow setter, do that. If you do not like the shape of your brow, come and see Olivia at our Benefit Brow Bar, and she will get your brows hooked up. She does tinting, threading, so especially for those people who do have allergies or whatever to the wax, as some people do, get threading done. It will be so much better, and then you don't have to worry about any kind of allergy part of it. She also does the tinting. She can tweeze it if you don't like the wax or the threading. Your call. All right, so we can see that just is so beautiful. See that shimmer? All right, so now we've got this little blue thingy over here, though, that we need to fix. So we have a little bit of foundation still on our sponge, so we're just going to tap that on top of that. We're going to take our MAC powder that we had. We're going to get that opened up. We're just going to tap that on the top. I know. How many of us have ever dropped our mascara wand on our cheek? You're almost done. You're in a hurry. You're running late. You drop your mascara wand. All right. So now you can take, you probably still have enough product on your brushes. You can just, re-highlight and all of that with the product that's already on there. There you go. And now, never happened. Okay, so we have got our eyes to work on yet. So we've got our liner on. We've got our shadow underneath. We've got the corner highlighting happening. So let's get some mascara on. All right. I am using the lash curler from Tarte. I think the next one I'm going to try, though, is we sell a ton of the, oh my goodness, not Zojirishi. I'll think of it in a second. Shiseido, thank you very much. I appreciate that. The Shiseido lash curler. So I'm going to try that one next time. I have not tried that one before. All right, so lash curler. You're going to get that on your lashes. Get your lashes in between there. When you crimp down, you do not want it pinching your eyelid. So if it pinches your eyelid, let it go. Pull it back just a smidge. All right, so we are going to say here, let me get that scroll down just a little bit. We are going to say our verse together while we are doing our lashes. Okay, so ready, set, go. Do it twice. His name will be the hope of all the world. Matthew 12:21. And you can let that go. Let's go to the other side. Here we go. Get it situated. Get it ready. No pinching. Here we go. His name will be the hope of all the world. Matthew 12:21. And then let that go. I'm just going to give a light coat of mascara so that my lashes do not show their blonde paleness through my false lashes. So just a light coat. If you are only wearing mascara, make sure you give probably 3 coats to make sure that your lashes are strong enough to stand out on this pronounced eyeshadow. All right, so other side now. And I do like waterproof mascara. That is correct. Once I put it on, I do not want it to go anywhere. I do not want to think about it. I don't want to worry about it. If it rains, I do not want to have to think, oh my gosh, my lashes. I mean, pretty much gone are the days where mascara is just going to run down your face. but that could be a possibility. All right, now we are going to catch those bottom lashes. And again, we want to make sure we cover those pretty good because we've got a pretty good dark eyeshadow technique going on today. And I probably should have swapped this out for a new one. All right, now we'll catch the lashes on the other side. There we go. So now for what has become one of my favorite lashes. Actually, it is probably my most favorite lash right now. And this is the Juvia's Place Zaria. I love the dimension on these. I like the flare. It's just a beautiful lash. And the band on these Juvia's Place lashes, so ridiculously comfortable. I am going to be using the Allure lash glue. This is the 18-hour. Yeah, the 18-hour lash glue. So velour tool. I'm going to use this to make sure I'm getting my lashes. So these are already trimmed. If you do need to trim your lashes, or if you're working with a new pair and you don't know if you need to trim them, you'll take your lash off the tray by using the outside edge or the wider edge as you're looking at it. Just kind of set it on there and do what I would call a dry fit. You don't want it to go past about here, or you don't want it all the way to the outside edge. You want it a little bit shorter, else when you blink, you're going to have it poking you. So if you get your lashes on and you feel it poking you, then you need to take them off, trim the outside edge off just a little bit. It means they're just a little bit too long. So just dry fit, and you'll trim from the outside edge. And the easiest thing to trim with is going to be a very tiny, fine pair of scissors. These are velour. They are made for trimming your lashes. And then also, I love this little beast right here. This is their lash tool. And this little thing right here is going to help you so much as you wear and rewear your lashes. That will help you to comb through, and just like your hair, keep it brushed and keep it free of clean and free of debris. So again, we're going to grab that lash from the outside edge off of the tray, and we're going to hold it here. And our lash adhesive is going to go on the top edge, and then also on the inside edge. And like I said, this is one of the more comfortable bands that I have had. I love these. Okay, make sure you catch the outside corners really well. Then we're going to set this one down and get the next one. Or maybe, there we go. There we go. Lash on the top of the band. Lash on the inside of the band. There we go. Glue. Do what I say. What I mean, not what I say. All right, we're just going to get that right there. Once you've got that done, you can set that down for just a second, making sure that that band is, glue tip up so you're not getting glue everywhere. We're going to let that set for just a second. When you first put the glue on, you're going to notice that it's really shiny. When it stops being quite so shiny, but yet not dull color, it's about ready to set. When you set it down on your lash lid, You want to feel a little bit tacky and not so much that cold, wet sensation. If you do feel the cold, wet sensation, just kind of pull it, fan it, put it back on. It'll be fine. So now we're going to grab that first lash that we put that adhesive on. And we're going to grab it right about here, making sure that the shorter edge of the lashes is on the inside. When I set them down, I always put them where the inside edge is together. And that way, when you pick them up, you know this left side is going to go on the right side. The right side is going to go on the left side. Just helps you keep it straight. All right, so we're fanning it. Looks like we're about right. So we're going to set that right down in the middle of the lashes there, right where your lash touches your skin. And then we're going to walk that around over here. And you'll know your glue is set when you set it down and it just sticks. Okay, I'm catching the inside edge here. We're just going to make sure that it is all touching. Work my lash in a little bit. Let's see. There we go. We're going to grab the other lash that we put adhesive on. Give that a little bit of fan. Get that here on the other side. And this glue is going to dry clear. So if you happen to touch it on some part of your lid where it doesn't belong, just give it a second. It will dry clear. And I know why I wanted some extra glue on the inside edge, but that's a little excessive. Okay, there we go. So if that happens, you're just going to take that tip of that tool and get that extra glue off. There we go. Making sure we've got that lash touching everywhere. Okay, I can see something hanging down. All right. And then just for a little extra insurance, I like to just kind of press it. There we go. Now, a little bit ago, we put our lip on and we did not include the second step. So now that we have our lash on, we're going to grab our NYX Line Loud we're going to use the clear end here. So this is just a lip gloss made special to go over the top of this. So here we go. And if you know me, you know I'm not really a glossy person, but that is beautiful. All right, so let's say that verse one more time together. You have got that scrolling across your screen there. And our verse for today, and let me get up there to it. His name will be the hope of all the world, and that comes from Matthew 12:21. All right. So let's take a look at, well, actually, what did we forget to do? We forgot to put on our setting spray. So now we've got it all nice and gorgeous, and it's not going to last. So let's grab our Urban Decay. This is the De-Slick. This is going to help control oil. Depending on what it is you want to accomplish, there is a setting spray for everything. So I'm just going to pull my hair back a little bit. There we go. Fan that down, let that dry. There you go. And now we are ready to attack the day with a galactic blue look. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a joy to be with you. And I look forward to seeing you this next week on social media, or better yet, come see me at my store in Midlothian, Texas. So let's go ahead and get that verse off the bottom of the screen. And we are going to spend a little bit of time looking through our memory verses. So our season 1 memory verses at a glance. Are you ready? So see if you can say all of them with the scripture verses as they come. Okay, ready? Here we go. So, how did you do? I know some of them I still struggle with a little bit, but you know what? Just keep on persevering. God will bless that perseverance. And so, all of our scripture memory verses, again, are coming from the Word in Color coloring book. So, pick up your copy. I believe this is an Amazon link. It is an affiliate link, so it's kind of like giving me a tip. Thank you so very much for doing that. You can find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcasting platform. It includes everything. YouTube's a great place because all of the products that are mentioned in here are going to have links so you can make sure you get to that exact same product wherever it is that you enjoy shopping. So let me get that off of here. There we go. Okay, there we go. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to send you off with a blessing and then pray us out. So you ready? Here we go. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for everyone that has spent some time with me this morning, or maybe they're watching this later on, Father. I just pray that you would bless them this week, that you would help them to memorize these verses, to hide your words in our heart, Father, so that we might not sin against you. Help us to use these verses as encouragement for ourselves and for others, to edify ourselves and to edify others. Father, we just thank you for sharing your word with us and giving this piece of our armor of God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I look forward to spending some time with you throughout the week. Come see me in my store in Midlothian. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Mwah!